Hello and welcome. I just felt really called today as I'm in this current chapter of my life where we're packing up our home of 3 years in the Bay Area and moving across the world to Italy. Overwhelm is a common feeling that comes with transitions like this. And even if you're not in a major transition like this, many of us just live really busy lives where there seems to be a to do list that's longer than what we could ever complete or accomplish. And so I just felt really called as I've been very activated recently around being overwhelmed, being stressed, feeling like there's a million and one things for us to do and not enough of us to do them, that this topic of overwhelm has been really fresh for me and really ripe for me. And so I, in my own life and with my own practices, have felt really called to look at how can I best manage this overwhelm? How can I best hold myself in this chapter of my life that is regularly activating that overwhelm? And how can I do so in a way that helps me stay present with this beautiful, miraculous transition that we're making into a dream that we've had for many, many years, without letting the overwhelm, the stress, the pressure of all the to dos take me out, make me grumpy, make me feel more easily agitated, because personally, that's not how I'm wanting to move through this time. So, as I've been reflecting on that, a few things that have come to my mind, I just felt like I would share with all of you in case they serve you if you're in a place of overwhelm or stress, or you find yourself in one of those places anytime soon. You'll have these tools in your toolbox to use with you, and you'll have this video to come back to utilize. So, the first thing that's been really clear to me is that overwhelm tends to take place much more so in our heads than in our bodies. It tends to take place in our minds where we're thinking of all of the many tasks that we have to be doing, and where we can really start to spiral on, like, I don't have enough time. How am I going to get all that done? When is it going to happen? And that's all the chaos of our minds. And so, one of the really simple practices that I want to share with you today is just simply the practice of dropping from our minds into our bodies and becoming present with the sensations that are actually happening in our bodies. And so often, when we are just with our feelings, when we allow them to be, and when we give them our attention, they often dissipate more quickly and easily than if we're pushing against them, if we're struggling against them, if we're resisting them, if we're shoving them down. That's when they tend to get stuck and really stay with us for a long time. So just simply noticing when you're in your head, when you're in that overwhelm, when you're spiraling, and giving yourself the opportunity to take a moment, to take a deep breath, for me, the way it happens, and this may be similar for you or not, is to literally just notice, okay, my attention, my awareness, my focus is all up in my head right now. How can I bring that focus, bring that awareness from my headspace down into my body? It might be into your heart space, it might be into your solar plexus or into your belly. It really doesn't matter. It's whatever calls to you or feels like that dropping down to you. And that's the first tool, is simply using your awareness, using your focus to drop from your head into your body. And the tool that goes hand in hand with that, that is so simple, I forget all the time, I think a lot of us forget all the time, but is using our breath. And our breath is a really powerful way to drop into our body as well. So I like to do this for the case of overwhelm by noticing, okay, my attention is in my head, I'm swirling and spiraling on all the things I need to do. Let me actively, as I breathe, move my attention from my head down into my body. Noticing how my breath fills up my chest, noticing how it fills up my belly, just breathing into my whole body. And just starting to bring that attention, bring the focus, bring more and more of our awareness to how our breath is happening in our body is one of the really simple ways that we can use our breath to drop out of our head and into our body. And the other way that I really love to use breath, especially these days for some reason, like recently, this has been one of my favorite ways to use my breath to release overwhelm, to release stress, to release fear, to release anxiety, to release frustration or annoyance, like really anything, is to utilize our exhale. Like our exhale is literally a process, a practice of release that our body is doing with or without our awareness every single moment of every single day, except when we're breathing in. And so I just invite you with the tool of our exhale. The way that I really like to use it is to use a vocal exhale, to use an exhale that is kind of an embodiment of whatever you're holding on to or wrapped up in that doesn't feel good for you right now. So, for the purpose of this example, I'm going to use overwhelm. And just noticing, like, okay, like, how does that overwhelm feel in my body? What's going on in my mind? Kind of letting yourself be with it and then using a vocal exhale to let it out. So that could look like just making a sigh. Sometimes it could be a groan or like a growl. It's really like however your body is wanting to move that emotion out. Like really just letting it release, letting your voice carry that emotion out of your body, out with your breath. You can you can groan, you can sigh, whatever is calling to you. You can, like I said, make growls or gurs. It's really whatever you need. There's no right or wrong way to do this. My biggest invitation here is to just give yourself full permission to like look and feel and sound ridiculous and to not hold back, because when we're holding back, it just tends to stay more lodged in our body. And when we're telling ourselves, like, oh my God, you're going to look ridiculous, you're going to look silly, don't do that. Like, I don't know, just like go into the bathroom, close the door, and like make these sounds to yourself, you know? It really is such a powerful release to like let the emotion go with your voice. So, those are my really simple tools that I want to invite you into today. The first, as I said, is just the awareness that you're caught up in the overwhelm in your head, in your mind, that you're spinning out, that you're, cycling on the same thoughts or ruminating on the same thoughts, and dropping your literal focus and attention from your headspace down into your body. Putting a hand on your body in a place you want to focus is a really powerful way to do this. The second is using your breath again to bring your awareness to your body, to drop into your body more. I feel like the breath in this case is kind of the bridge tool between these other two tools. Just to start to notice the sensations of your inhalations, of your exhalations, to be more present in your body and out of your head. And that third tool of using just a vocal exhale to really like let out, to let your breath carry and release that overwhelm that you may be feeling. So, those are the tools that I have to offer you. Definitely use them, play with them, practice with them. Let me know how it goes for you. Let me know what you notice shifts. And just be in observation of that for yourself, first and foremost. Not with like the intention of needing to come back and tell me how it goes for you, but really just because when we choose to notice what shifts, we tend to see and feel and experience the shifts more powerfully ourselves. So that's really what that invitation is about. And lastly, I just felt called to share a meditation with you to guide you through a simple meditation to release some of this overwhelm using the tools that I just mentioned. So, wherever you are, unless you're driving or it's otherwise unsafe to close your eyes, or if it just simply doesn't feel safe for you and your body to close your eyes, you can cast your gaze downward. If it does feel safe in your body to close your eyes, I invite you to do so. If you're in a safe space to close your eyes, I invite you to do so. But either way, just letting your eyes close or returning to this meditation at a time that you can. Just making any adjustments in how you're sitting and how you're standing and how you're lying down to see if you can get 5 or 10% more comfortable in this moment. Maybe that's rolling up and back your shoulders, opening your heart space a little bit. Maybe it's shaking out your hands or wiggling some other part of your body. Shaking off the day. And just coming into this time and this space that is for you. There's nothing else for you to do in this moment. Knowing that you can come back to everything else that you have to do. You can pick it up on the other side of this meditation. Just inviting a deep, slow inhalation through your nose. Letting it go. On your next inhalation, inviting that breath down into your chest, filling up your chest and your heart space. Inviting the next inhale down into your solar plexus, filling up the core, the center of your body. And next, inhaling all the way down to your belly, to your hips, inviting your belly to expand outward in 360 degrees. And now continuing to just gently bring that breath all the way down to your belly. And this time on the exhalation, vocalizing whatever energy, whatever emotions you are desiring to release in this moment. Continuing for the next few breaths, allowing yourself to have that vocal exhale, giving yourself full permission to sound as silly and ridiculous as you desire to, even if it feels uncomfortable. Noticing if your body feels called to move or shake with the exhale in any way, just allowing it to do so. Really feeling the emotion being emptied out with your exhales. Taking one more really deep inhale in, filling yourself up with your breath entirely. Holding briefly at the top. And with one giant exhale, letting any last remnants of that overwhelm go. Beautiful. Now just continuing to breathe gently, naturally, however that may be for you. No pushing or forcing, just simply breathing in a yummy way. Feels good to your body, good to your being. As you let my words just simply wash over you. I release all overwhelm. I let go of any emotions of stress, of striving. I remember that I don't need to be perfect, that I don't need to do it all, that I don't need to get it right, that I can't mess it up. I choose to know and believe that there's always enough time for everything that I need to do. That there's always enough time for all of the most important tasks. That everything truly important will get done in its own time. I get to breathe. I get to take care of myself. I get to nourish myself. I get to have spaciousness. I get to have ease. I get to have joy. I get to have pleasure in the process and in the journey. There's always enough time for all of my needs and desires. I know exactly how to hold myself. It is safe to release the stress and the overwhelm. I don't need to rush. I don't need to hurry. There's always more time. It is safe to release the stress. It is safe to release my grip on the tasks. All of the most important things will get done. And it's safe to be gentle and nourishing with myself in the process. Breathing that in. Letting it wash over you. last deep breath in through your nose, letting it go out through the mouth. Beautiful. Well, I know that I definitely feel at least 5, if not 25% better, more relaxed, more peaceful, more at ease, and I certainly hope that you do too. And know that you can come back to this, you can repeat it, you can do it as many times as you desire, and feel free to share in the comments anything that you got from this practice and this experience today, anything that you desire to carry with you or take with you or remember, any way that it served you. I would so love to hear and to witness that for you and hold that with you. So just sending you so much love wherever you are, however you're doing, from my heart to yours. Mwah.